Okay, so I think we're going.
Okay.
Okay, so the first question isn't hard. That's straightforward for me at least.
Okay, so here's where I use Excel.
To do the calculation?
Yeah. For
Well,
question
that's
3.
fine. It's just you can use Excel to do the calculator things.
No,
I just
not
use a calculator.
it's a program already set up. You just plug in the numbers and it's just like SPSS.
But for question 3, it's just asking us what the proportion is, so we just take 52 divided by 70 for the females.
Yeah, you could do that, or you could plug them into Excel. It does it for you. I'm just saying it's already set up for you, so it gives you all those things.
So I missed that point.
So I got 0.743 for the first one. Okay.
Looking at the hypotheses from the 18 integration assignment to look and see again. Oh, that wasn't helpful. I think it's the population proportions, which means P with the little symbol on top.
P hat? See, that's why I'm confused. I don't know.
Let's see.
Because the P hat equals the sample proportion. And then P equals population proportion. So are we finding out for the sample or the whole population?
Oh, it's the whole population. I found it in the book.
Okay, so it is just P then. What'd you get for number 4, by the way?
Oh, sorry, 0.712.
Okay. All right. Okay, and so then
Go ahead.
This is moving on to 6. Did you get 5 then? You're fine with 5?
Yeah, I was just couldn't remember if it was detailed, so I was just checking that.
Okay.
Okay, I really hate these confidence intervals because it takes forever.
Yeah, this is also in the Excel. It just gives you the confidence intervals once you plug in those numbers.
So where is that? I spent so much time doing it.
You have to go under you know how like where it'll, let me see if I can find it here. Save this.
The data page? The files?
Well, if you go under lesson, under individual proportions, go to the lesson. Hang on, let me just look up the lesson. I can't remember how I pulled it up now. If you go under lesson 18, it'll have 2.2 using Excel to perform calculations. So if you do that,
for ignoring.
Yeah, and it'll say categorical data analysis.xls. Instead of using the SPSS, use the Excel one.
Okay, let me pull it up really quick. I can't believe I just spent all of that time because well, this is also what I get for trying to read it when I'm really tired and not absorbing everything. I didn't want to have to do it all this morning.
Yeah.
So, okay, just give me a second. We're talking sex, I was so confused.
Yeah.
But this makes sense. I was copying and pasting because there's so many different little parts of it. I was copying and pasting the decimals into Word so that I wouldn't get the things messed, like the rounding messed up. It took forever. Classic example where you're making your life harder than it needs to be. Which I'm very good at, apparently.
Did you find it?
It's loading.
Oh.
So I'm going into. I want to see what opens SPSS. Okay. I'm almost there. There is an Excel. There's also a SPSS. Does it?
Right. Right.
Maybe not. What are you doing? Sorry, not you. Talking to the computer. Oh my goodness. So much wasted time last night. Okay.
So then you see categorical data analysis.
Sorry, what was that?
So did you click on? Do you have it up now?
When I open it, it says the sample test for proportion. Sample t-test.
Yes. So going over to two proportions because that's what we're using.
Two proportions in this. Oh, it's the one. Okay.
And then your inputs, you're just putting in up in the top there. So start with number 1, which is 52 out of 70. So 52 in the X1 and 70 in the N1. And then 40.
Input. Let's see. Oh, I have to editing. There we go. Okay. So, and the test is the test is not, it's different from, right?
It's what?
It's not equal to the type of test. That's what we're doing.
And that's what I'm guessing they're saying, right?
Because it says different, which means it's not less or more.
Okay.
Do I have to click enter, or does it just calculate? What?
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Fine, I think I got it. Did you get the negative 0.13 and 0.185?
0.123 negative.
That is what I meant to say.
Yeah, that's the
What
one.
did I say? That's weird. Okay, so then the p-value, we're failing to reject.
So the p-value is 0.693.
Right. So yeah, we're failing to reject.
Right.
Means They are independent of each other.
Okay, so this is where I get confused. No, I'm not confused here. Hang on a second. So there is sufficient evidence to suggest that the true proportion of females who contain PTC is greater. No. There is sufficient evidence to suggest that the true proportion of males is different. So it's the last one on number 8, right?
Yeah, let me read it.
No, sorry, I'm wrong on that one.
We're rejecting the null, which means they are independent.
Right. So it's the second one then.
Wait a second. It's not that they're independent. Mixing lessons up. Well, they're throwing it in too. They're not. Apparently, I'm not caught up on sleep. So it's saying there is not sufficient. Okay, well, we rejected a null, which means.
Well, we're not rejecting the null.
Sorry, we're failing to reject.
Right.
Which means the null hypothesis is true, which means the null hypothesis is that P1 equals P2. So there's insufficient evidence to suggest that they're different.
Right. So it'd be the second one.
Okay, sorry. Apparently, yeah, you were right. I just couldn't get there.
Yeah.
I tried to talk through it.
Okay. So for 9 through 17, mortality rates and day of admission, heart attacks.
In the book, I thought that section was super interesting.
Sorry, what? I missed that.
In the book, when it talks about the day of admission and stuff, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah. I know. Don't go to the hospital on the weekend.
Seriously.
Okay, so again, we'll put these in out of
P1.
Okay,
P1
so
is the proportion who had a heart attack and were admitted on a weekday.
118,519.
So it's N, right?
Yeah.
X 16. 713. Okay, so the conditions for conducting a hypothesis are satisfied.
We're doing less than.
I can't remember what the conditions were satisfied, right? I can't remember what the conditions are.
The conditions are that they're equal to or greater than 10.
Oh, that's right. And there's so much. Yeah, that's for sure.
So the question is the proportion of patients who have a heart attack and are admitted to hospital weekday die less than the proportion? So we're doing a less than.
Yes. So I think it's the first one.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Because P1 is the people who died and were admitted to the hospital a weekday.
Right.
Yes. Okay, that's right. So P1 is 0.141. P2 is 145. I feel so dumb for doing this by hand yesterday.
That's all right. It's good practice.
Practice and not losing my mind.
If you ever lose the internet or electricity, you will know how to calculate.
Oh my goodness.
During the apocalypse, you can figure out the proportion of how many zombies, whatever, I don't know.
Oh man. Yes. Okay, so should you shade? We're asking less than, so we're shading to the left.
Right, because it's less than.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with the z-score.
I know. I feel like they're trick questioning us all the time. They're always doing that.
It's really dumb. So the value is 0.043.
What'd you get for p-value?
Sorry, it should be half, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Did you change the type of test?
Oh, nope.
Because that would give it to you if you change the type of test.
Thanks. So it's 0.022. So we're rejecting. Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Which means is not less. So
it's number 1.
But if we're so the null was that the proportion of patients who have a heart attack and are admitted to the hospital weekday is less. But we're rejecting the null, which
That's
means
not the null.
Not...
That's not the null. That's the alternative. The
null.
null.
Right.
Yeah.
Null is the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. So yes, you're correct.
Okay.
This is why being in a group is good. Help each other.
Yeah. I don't understand. Like, we do these group meetings, and I know what I'm doing. Man, I am right there. And then I go to the homework, and it's like a foreign language. I'm like, what? This is nothing like what we just did. Nothing.
I hate it. It's so frustrating. Okay, how many weeks do we have left? Like 4? Oh, we got them all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
My God, that's a total surprise. Okay.
All right.
On to number 19.
All right. Number 1 is true. Okay.
Number 2 is true. Okay. Here it is again. Voting, except it's a little different. So I think it's the first one. So number 3, when voting preferences are independent, and gender and voting preferences are not.
Hang on a second. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Degrees of freedom is, but I have it right here. Okay, so it's
R minus 1 times C minus 1.
Yep.
So it's the third one. Right?
Yeah. though. Yes. This one, number of columns, this one. Yeah, I agree. So the correct choice for degrees of freedom for this problem. The number of rows, 2.
Hang on. So we have number of rows, which would be 2. 2 minus 1 times column, and there's 3 columns.
Yeah.
So the degrees of freedom is 2.
That's what I got,
All right.
because I actually calculated 2 minus 1 and 3 minus 1 and multiplied them in the calculator. We don't need to be able to do simple calculations in our head. We do stuff in SPSS, you know, not necessarily. Okay, so the requirements.
Conducting X2 tests for independence met by this data set. Well, the requirements.
That there's 5. It's
Is
the
it
first
5?
one. Yeah.
Okay.
8. Is it observed or expected counts? I think it's expected counts. Hold on, I'll check.
Okay, I'm not sure where you're going with this now. Let's see. I'm lost here. I got
Well, the first one says there are 5 observed counts in at least one cell. The last one says, yes, all of the expected cell counts are... Nope, sorry. The second to last one, yes, there are at least 5 expected counts in each cell. And I don't remember. I just put 5. I just don't remember what about the 5.
Well, for what I got in my notes is for the confidence intervals, 2 proportion procedures. The requirements is a number is less than or is greater than or equal to 5. But
Oh, maybe it's not the confidence interval. I could be wrong. Hold on.
yeah, so it says steps to hypothesis testing, 2 proportions is that the number times the.
Wait, there is no confidence intervals for for lesson 19.
Right. So we're doing. That's lesson 18.
Okay, I found it. The requirement that the expected counts are at least 5 in each cell are met. So, expected counts.
Expected counts.
So it is the 1, 2, 3, 4th one. From the bottom.
So it's what? The 4th one?
Yes. That was under what section? I'm sure it's somewhere else, but I found it under. It's not showing me the section numbers. That's nice.
T squared.
It's under number 3.
Number 3. Oh, 2.1. You must use a simple random sampling to obtain a sample from a single population. Each expected count must be greater than or equal to 5. So you were right with that one.
I don't understand the difference between the actual count and the expected. How are we supposed to find the expected?
Yeah.
I feel like I need to read this like 4 times. I feel like there's something I'm missing since I can't enter it into SPSS. Although we're going to find out because we have to do the put in XPSS. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying.
Are you sure? Are you sure we can't do it in the Excel?
But to find the
Because if you do the Excel under chi-square, we should be able to figure it out.
Wait, is it? So is it under the same? I don't understand this. Where are you finding that in Excel? Is it the same, the categorical data analysis?
Yes, it's just pick a different tab on the bottom. You have 1 proportion, 2 proportions, chi-square.
Oh, I don't have that one.
Really? Should have, when you pulled up the categorical, it should have come up.
So confused right now. Okay. Let's try again. There we go. Is that the?
Do you see it down at the bottom? Chi-square?
Let me just try something really quickly, just for my peace of mind. Sorry, I just need one more second. Gosh, there it is. I don't see the. There we go. Unbelievable. All of that frustration for nothing. Okay. Moving on. Okay, now I'm entering the data for the question. I had to like double check, make sure that I wasn't crazy and frustration stuff. Okay, so what is it? Asking us for the. So it's 16.20, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, round to 3 decimals. So, are we just saying it's 0?
Yeah. It's about 0.
Paranoid.
Almost 0, yeah. So based on the p-value then, there is sufficient evidence to suggest that gender and voting preferences are not independent. Because the null says they're independent.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait a second. Their double negatives are confusing me. There's sufficient evidence to suggest. It's the first one. Sorry, my brain.
Mhm.
I'm not sure why it's asking us to open it in the new tab. We can just enter it into the calculator, can't we?
Yeah, because I don't know how it's supposed to open that. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm just going to enter it into Excel then.
Unless it wants us to create spreadsheets.
Maybe.
Not spreadsheets. Graphs is what I meant to say. Sure. I'll open the data file just so we can be sure they're the same, I guess. Let's see. Okay, so what is it asking us to do? No, nothing yet. Functions are satisfied, right?
Hang on, I'm still inputting this information here. So. Okay, so the research question is, do people in Europe seek chiropractic care for the same reasons? Location and the motivation of visit chiropractor are independent. Location and motivation are not independent. Okay, hang on. Expected count must be equal to or greater than 5. Okay, so based on the conditions for conducting a chi-square test for independence are satisfied. That would be true. Yeah. So degrees of freedom, I got 8.
Hold on. Still, yep, I got 8 as well. So then the value 7.436. Yeah.
I got 7.44.
Oh, 2 decimals. Yes. Right.
Okay.
P-value. Okay, so P-value. A two-tailed test or one-tailed test? Oh, it's a two-tailed test. Is it always a two-tailed test for this? No.
I don't know. I'm guessing because based on the, yeah, I don't know if it's, I don't know. I'm just using the Excel,
Right.
and it's giving me the answers, so
Wait, 490?
yeah.
I just wanted to check that the Excel thing and doing it through SPSS. That's the same thing.
Yeah. I
If
think
it
Excel's
would be
much
user
easier.
error, but sorry, what?
I think Excel is much easier to use.
Yeah.
All right. Which of the following statement best describes the outcome? Okay, so p-value is definitely greater than 0.05, so we fail to reject. So there's not enough evidence.
I think it's the third one. There's insufficient evidence to suggest motivation to visit a chiropractor is not independent of the location. Because the hypothesis, no, is that it is independent, and we're saying there's insufficient evidence to suggest that it's not independent.
Did you notice the last two say the exact same? Oh, no. Okay, sorry. Oh, I almost clicked the last one because I read that wrong. So it's the third one then.
Well, let me read the fourth one now. See, because then I think it's the third one, but then I read the fourth one and get confused.
Well, the fourth one is sufficient, so we're not rejecting. So it means that we don't have enough evidence because we didn't reject it. So they're saying there's just not enough evidence to reject it.
Right.
Yeah. So it's going to be the third one.
Because, okay, now my brain's stuck. What? Okay, I don't know why that was so hard for my brain to process. We're good. And it's an A.
Now hopefully I won't get a D on the homework.
Oh man, yeah. Well, now I shouldn't since I won't be trying to do everything by hand.
Yeah.
And I'm very confused about the other stuff. Okay, so I will send him an email and include you in it about our project, and hopefully we'll be able to sort that out. Both about exactly what he wants and what we're trying to say, and about our group members.
Sounds good.
So.
All right. Thanks.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.